Hello and welcome to Cosmic Consciousness. In this video today, we're going to be discussing the 5 most important things you need to know about Mercury's transit through the sign of Aries. This video is for anybody who enjoys learning more about astrology, and particularly anybody who likes to understand the transiting planets, which would be where the planets are currently moving through the sky and the collective energies that we're experiencing as a result. When we understand this, we can much better navigate the energies and understand the personal experience that we're having, as well as the ways to maximize this and use this energy to our benefit. Mercury is going to be transiting the sign of Aries beginning on the 10th. So actually, just before I'm recording this video, on the new moon in Pisces, Mercury moved into the sign of Aries in a sextile to Pluto. So very powerful, just really a lot of gusto and a lot of intense energy. And we talked about that in the new moon in Pisces video, this surge of empowerment that we felt as our mental energy sort of clicked into a higher gear. And so there's a powerful transformative energy to this particular transit. This is going to be a longer transit than normal, as Mercury is going into retrograde on the 1st of April until the 25th of April. So Mercury will actually remain in the sign of Aries until May 15th, which gives us an especially long time to be working with these energies. And I'll do a completely separate video about Mercury retrograde in Aries, because that energy holds its own blueprints and there's a different experience of these mercurial energies when we're working through that retrograde. This video, we're going to just be talking about the essential energy of Mercury in Aries and how we can maximize this, as I said, to our benefit. So let's get going here. Number 1, the first thing that we want to know and understand about the energy of Mercury in Aries is that it is a very fiery, aggressive energy. Aries is cardinal fire. It's an initiating force. It is the energy that is ruled by the planet Mars. So this is our masculine energy. This is the way we assert our dominance, assert our will in the world, the way that we take action. And Aries energy is known for being a bit headstrong, for rushing in first, for not really stopping to think too much, and for being sometimes a bit combative. Mars, remember, is the planet of war, named after the god of war. And so there are some really great ways that we can use this energy to our advantage. It gives us that opportunity, that boldness, that courage to perhaps communicate the things that we've been afraid to communicate. And that is a really, truly beautiful thing. We just want to make sure that we're aware of the way that we're coming off to people, because that headstrong energy, if we're being overly aggressive, we're not going to be able to get our point across, and it's going to actually work to our detriment. So we want to capitalize on this energy of confidence, this energy of courage, this energy of boldness. But at the same time, we want to make sure that we are taking care to communicate things in a loving way that is going to be well received by the people around us. This brings us to number 2. This energy is very supportive of bold, pioneering ideas. Mercury rules the energy of the mind. So this is not only the way that we communicate, but it's also the way that we think and the way that we then translate, of course, those thoughts become actions. And so if we have these big, bold ideas and these projects and these things that we've been wanting to launch, especially if they're concerned with communication, if they're concerned with the internet, social media, and any of these types of forums, these are the realms of Mercury. So it's a really, really great time for that. And everybody is going to be feeling extra bold, extra inspired. They're also going to be, because of that reckless kind of an energy that Aries brings forth, people are going to be much more likely to commit to things without overthinking it. So this is a really beautiful thing if there is something of value that you have to offer and you're wanting to put that forward to people and you're wanting them to take action on it. All right, so for all of my people who are really aligned in some type of sales path, you have some service, you have some goods or services to offer the world, and you're thinking of like, when is a great time for me to put this forward, for me to launch this? This is a great time from now until the middle of May, because people, if they're fired up about it, if they are inspired, they are going to want to commit. Number 3, this energy can be quite competitive, as Mars is an energy of leadership, and it is an energy that likes to be number 1. And so we may notice people around us, just like we may notice people around us who are perhaps speaking before thinking, who may be a bit more aggressive in their communication. And we're going to need to navigate that and remember that they're being influenced by this energy. We also are going to have that competitive edge with things. And so we can use this energy to our advantage as well. Allow it to inspire us, allow this competitive energy to push us forward, but not get caught into that trap of being overly competitive to the point where we lose focus on the goal, where we lose focus on the why, right? And remember, there's a quote that I really love that speaks to the energy of the only person that I'm in competition with is myself. As in, if I can become 1% better than I was yesterday, that's a win. All right, so we can think about competition through that lens. And we can also work on fostering healthy competition with each other, right, in ways that are mutually supportive and beneficial. But we do want to be wary of where other people may be falling into this trap, and make sure that that energy is uplifting and does not become toxic, and kind of remove ourselves from those situations where that energy might be kind of flowing in that direction. Number 4, Mercury in Aries, and any planet in Aries really, can tend to get a bit self-centered. Aries is that first sign of the zodiac. It is really representing like the toddler stage of our evolution, baby to toddler, when we're first bursting out into the world. And it's very much the energy of self. And so we want to be aware of this, and we want to make sure that we are not forgetting that there are other people in our lives that have needs, that we do have responsibilities that we need to fulfill towards other people. We don't want to let our relationships completely fall by the wayside in this energy. And we want to make sure that we're having that even give and take. It is a really great opportunity for people who tend to put themselves last to begin practicing how to put themselves first. But we want to do this in a balanced way. And this energy is going to be very relevant because toward the end of the month, on the 25th, we are going to be having a lunar eclipse in the sign of Libra. And Libra energy is all about relationships and partnerships. We also have the nodes of fate currently in the signs of Aries and Libra, with that south node energy in Libra. So we've been unwinding this karma around relationships, all of these old behaviors and patterns when it comes to codependency, when it comes to the way we relate with other people. And so we're going to see some of these themes coming up. And of course, with Mercury in Aries, we're going to be noticing and looking more towards that energy of tending to focus on the self. But we want to make sure, of course, that we're balancing that. We don't want to be overly focused on others or overly focused on the self. We want to have that healthy in-between state. So we're really going to be focusing and working with those energies as we move through. And that eclipse is really, it's kind of like this energy is building up toward that eclipse and then towards the total solar eclipse in Aries that we're going to be having on April 8th. So we're going to see these themes coming to a head. In a lot of ways, as Mercury is kind of blazing the trail here, entering into Aries first before the sun, which enters on the 19th with the spring equinox, before Venus, who enters a couple days after that. Mercury is bringing our mental space into this new arena and kind of pioneering this Aries energy and these Aries themes that we're going to be experiencing as we move through Aries season, which moves through into the bulk of the month of April. And then, of course, mid-April, we will be transitioning into Taurus season. So we want to be paying attention to the themes that are coming up. We want to be paying attention to, like we said, working with this energy of our relationships and the way that we factor in other people in our relationships. And absolutely, since we're talking about Mercury here, the way that we communicate and relay information in relationships. There's going to be a major focus here on what it is that we want and what it is that we need, and how it is that we define our wants and our needs, and how it is that we're able to communicate those to other people in a way that is assertive rather than aggressive, but in a way that is firm and honors both ourselves and the other parties involved here. And that is number 5, really. We've kind of wound our way into number 5, which is this importance of understanding that Mercury is going to be a major player in eclipse season. And in that second eclipse that I mentioned, in the sign of Aries, we're going to see Mercury within a few degrees of the sun and the moon, as well as Chiron and the North Node. So this is a massive, massive energy that we're going to be experiencing on April 8th. And we're going to be feeling the ripples of both of these eclipses throughout the next 6 months. All right, so this is kind of a pinnacle of the energy, but then the themes are going to continue to play out, and we're going to be continuing to integrate everything, all the breakthroughs and everything that's happening, everything that's coming up within us over the next 6 months. And this is very much the second eclipse related to life path, life purpose, healing our deepest wounds when it comes to these Aries themes of confidence, of empowerment, of working with our masculine energy and the healthy ways that we're able to work with that masculine energy. So I don't want to leave you guys with too much information. I think that's enough for us to work with for right now. Like I said, there's going to be another video on Mercury retrograde in Aries as we move into that energy, as well as videos on the eclipses and really anything else that I mentioned here. So stay tuned for those videos. Go ahead and like this video, subscribe if you want to catch more videos, and let me know down in the comments below how you're feeling these energies. What aspect of Mercury and Aries are you really excited to work with? And what inspired ideas are you ready to bring into fruition? What bold, pioneering ideas and plans are you inspired to begin laying the groundwork for and to communicate and share with others as we move through this energy? Let me know, like I said, down below.